Have you been looking to get into real estate, but you don't know where to start? You want to start fixing, flipping, but you don't know if the deal you just got you should buy, or do you get deals all the time, but you simply don't know if it's a deal or not? Well, this is the right video for you. I'm gonna go through a live deal that we're doing to see if we're gonna buy it. That's gonna help you get clarity on your situation, if you should buy the deal that you're currently looking at, or when you get deals. So let's get into it. The first thing we have to do when we look at a deal, the absolute first thing, is look at the product. So this address is 3305 Bellingham Court, Dallas, Texas. That's where we fix and flip at. The biggest thing you want to look at though is the year built. In my market, the best things to buy is 70s plus. If you have a 70s plus build, you're winning. We really don't want to buy no 20s build, 1920, 1930, 1940, unless it's a historical home because that's just way more rehab. This one was built in 1977. We know it has great bones and it's going to be a great product. Another thing is brick, right? So preferably with it being brick, you know, that's just more curb appeal than siding. We will still do a siding house, but majority of our homes are brick. So, but again, this is market by market. I'm in Dallas. Your market might be all siding, but in Dallas, brick is the way to go. Another thing I like to do, just like to get a feel of the area, right? Just like to go on Street View and look around, what's around it. This just a quick gem. Corner lots, you really don't want to mess with corner lots. We have a few corner lots that's on the market that's been sitting. We think that's a factor. So this is in a cul-de-sac. I've never done one in a cul-de-sac, just being honest, but I think it should add value because you're kind of secluded. So we'll see on that. We'll see on that. Another thing, bed, bath, and square feet. Typically, if you got a house under 1,500 square feet, you're in the green. Under 15, you don't want to be flipping 2,500 square foot houses, 3,000, 3,500. The more square footage, the more rehab. We don't want to do that. So once you have a good idea of the product, you want to analyze, is this product good to buy? Perfect. 70s build, brick, under 1,500 square feet. It's a 3-2. This is a good area in Dallas. The next thing you want to do is run ARV. We got to know what the comps are, right? Comps is how you identify if what something is worth in terms of a house, right? It's called comparable sales. So I'm using the MLS right now. I like to go 180 days back. I like to go closed, pending, active, and go 180 days back. I need to know what I see 180 days back. And I like to go about zero point 0.5 miles out. I mean 0.25. Start at 0.25. Okay. First I'm looking at the sold. So I want to see what's sold. I really don't want to cross this street right here on Francis Ave at the moment unless I absolutely have to. But we have some good comps. We got some good activity in the last 180 days, which is a good sign. So okay, so we got a 425 comp. Okay, 425. It is 1,500 square feet, a 3-2. Ours is a 3-2, 1,459 square feet. So it's pretty comparable. Pretty comparable. Let's look at the photos. I always look at the photos when you're running comps. So let's look at this house. Very good rehab. They put some spice in the kitchen. Got a modern door. Ceiling fans are different. Great bathroom. That's an immaculate bathroom with a good sized walk-in shower. You can tell that's a good sized walk-in shower. A very luxury vanity. Okay. Good size. Guest bathroom is super solid. They put some work on the outside of the home. A little patio thing going on. Definitely did landscaping good. So they pretty. This is a full rehab. It's a full extensive rehab. They made this house super beautiful. So okay, we got one comp. That's a comp 425. So let's put that in our back pocket, right? because we want to get multiple comps. There's other things, so we can't just a lot of people flippers do when they mess up. They look at one comp and they say that's ARV. You cannot do that. You cannot just look at one comp and say, hey, this is ARV. That's not gonna work. Okay, so we got this active comp at 450 next door. So it's 1900 square feet. 450. Let's look at the photos because the other one was 425. Okay, they did a good rehab. The photos, one thing I peeped off rip, the photos are terrible. But they got me, it's a pretty good house. So this active for 450. So the one reason you don't want to just look at, you know, one comp because if this 1900 square feet and it's active for 450, then we got to see what's going on because that's a sell way higher. So let's see when this comp sold. This comp sold at the end of January. Okay, let's look at some more data. Okay, we got an active comp on Jim Miller Road for 450. And this is the most important part. You should spend majority of your time trying to make sure you have a good ARV because it's all a numbers game. If we get our ARV wrong, that's gonna mess us up. So we had this active comp for 459. It's 1700 square feet. Rehab is not on the level that the other one was on, but it's a good rehab. Got a pool. Pool. Sometimes homeowners really don't like to deal with pools in Dallas. That's what I've seen. I don't like to buy deals with pools because homeowners don't want to deal with that maintenance. Some people may love it, but the majority of people not trying to spend an extra $1,000 to $2,000 on a pool a year, so they pass. So that's active for 460, decent comp. We got one at 404 right here. Okay, 1,600 square feet. Let's look at the photos on this one. Okay, pretty solid house. Ceiling fans kind of old. Even the closet doors are older. Bathrooms look good. They definitely not on the level. Bathroom look good. Bathroom look good, but they have no shower glass. It's small things they could have did better. No patio like the other one. It's a little small things they could have did better. But this one sold for 404. So this 1,600 square feet, we got a 404. Our best two comps right now is this comp that sold for 404. That's 1,600 square feet, and this 425 comp. Those are our best two comparables right now. Okay, that was probably an as is comp. Then we got this comp right here, so for 440. Okay, good rehab. But bathroom's not even on the same level as the other one. It's sold for more, and bathroom's not even on the same level. But it is about 200 square feet bigger, and this was sold in March. So I mean, we got a good case study on what we need to look at. We got a 440 comp right here. We have a 425 comp. We have a 404 comp. Another huge thing. Let's see if these houses are the same subdivision. If these houses are not in the same subdivision, then we want to reanalyze it. Let's see, White Rock Village. Okay, perfect. All of our comparables were in the same subdivision. That's huge when you're looking at deals. Make sure it's in the same sub. So with these comps being said, I will put ARV with a 404 comp, 425 comp, 440 comp. What you want to do when you're doing rehabs, you want to have a worst case ARV and a best case ARV. I think our best case ARV scenario is 415. Our best case. Our best case is 415. I feel like our worst case is 405. 400, 405. And again, why? Because we have a 425 comp, we have a 440 comp, and we have a 404 comp. Realize I'm not saying, hey, our best case is 440 or 425. I'm still being conservative. Hey, our best ARV is still 415. That's conservative because we can go on market and get 425. But we can also go on market and get 400, 405. So next thing we need to do, once you looked at the product, once you ran the ARV, we identify ARV, best case is 415, worst case is 405. Then you want to look at the photos of the home, right? We walked it yesterday. Let's look at the photos to determine the ARV. Another thing I recommend is getting an inspection report. An inspection report is absolutely game changer. So we're gonna look at the photos first, and then go ahead and look at the inspection report. So, okay, when you're looking at these, when you're looking at the photos, there's a couple things you want to specifically look at. Okay, there we go. Okay, you want to look at the curb appeal that we already looked at. It got some curb appeal. Why are they not going? Okay, so let's look at what we got going. Okay, we need a full cosmetic rehab. It look like to get the kitchen up to standard. We're gonna probably have to knock down a wall or two. Full bathroom remodel. Probably need new windows at this price point. A key here, the master bathroom. That master bathroom is not gonna cut it. If we're trying to get 415, we're gonna have to expand the bathroom. So that just ups the rehab a little bit. This is not gonna cut it. It needs to be going for higher price points. Bathrooms are huge. So we're gonna have to expand this bathroom and make it look better, which I'm excited for. Okay. So yeah, based off of this rehab, we see it's a full cosmetics. We have to make the bathroom bigger, and they probably need new windows. So let's look at the inspection report. And I recommend walking these homes. I recommend if you're just starting flipping, walk the house, walk the house, walk the house, walk the house. Sometimes photos could be totally different, extremely different than um, photos could be extremely different than actually walking the house. An inspection report, because we already know majority of the time when you buy a flip, you're gonna need a full cosmetic rehab. But this inspection report saves you for the big ticket items. So let's see what we need to do for the big ticket items. So right here on this inspection report, we have the foundation. So signs of settling. There were cracks in the two bedrooms, and they gave us pictures. So okay, we have to um expect some foundation problems. Do I think they're huge? Absolutely not. But there's gonna be something. Another thing, roof. We got to replace the roof. Again, we didn't have to get on the roof. Our inspector did this. Go with people who know what they're doing and pay them. You don't have to, know everything. Just pay the people who know what they're doing. Electrical. We're gonna have to deal with that electrical. Not all rewired, but our boxes are out of code. So since our boxes are breaker boxes and stuff are out of code, we're gonna have to replace those. Hopefully we don't have to rewire. Right now we're just looking at, hey, just changing the boxes, which is cheap compared to a whole rewire. HVAC, the HVAC was replaced 2 years ago, but it wasn't cooling up to code. So all we have to do is probably just do a service on it. I don't think we have to replace the whole AC. Just do a service on the AC. Plumbing, most of the plumbing was not operational due to repairs being made. Water would flow in the hall bath at the sink at the master kitchen shower. Toilet flushed and ran at the sink. Other areas cannot be tested. It is recommended to be evaluated for repair. So we may have some plumbing issues. Most of the plumbing in the house was not operational due to repairs being made. Okay, let me look at the photos. Okay, so plumbing could be a toss up. Plumbing could be, replacing a whole PVC. I mean, replacing cast iron. But I don't think we even have cast iron. I think we have PVC, so we should be good. But it seems like they were doing work on some of the plumbing, so he couldn't test it. But let's just factor in. Let's say it has plumbing issues. Again, these are things that you simply cannot. Like an inspector is gonna know more than you. He's testing everything. Get an inspection report. Get an inspection report. The water heater was missing the safety pan. The water heater I looked at, we're gonna probably have to replace it. Probably. So looking like a full rehab. Full rehab on this. Foundation, roof, HVAC service, hot water heater, and possible plumbing. And possible plumbing. So the next thing you do, you have to identify a rehab budget. Identify a rehab budget. Let me pause this. So what I like to do to identify rehab budgets, I like to go back in our history of what we've done with a comparable product in the past. So one product that we recently done that is comparable. Let me see. This is a comparable one. This one was a little bit bigger. This one was a little bit bigger, but again, I like to just go in the past to predict the future of a product we did that was similar. This one was about. Let me look. This one was about 1,600 square feet, and it's the rehab we did on it. And we did plumbing, we did roof, we did foundation, we did HVAC, we did a new fence, we did new grass. So this is like the type of product that we will be shooting for. Of course, a little bit different. The one we're doing right now gonna look much better. But this is the type of rehab we did on this. It was a it's a 1972 build, 3 2 1600. So it's very comparable, very very comparable. In total on this rehab, we spent 73. There's reasons that we spent that much though. One of the huge reasons was plumbing cost us $10,000. So since plumbing cost us $10,000, that is a caveat we don't know if we have to spend $10,000 on plumbing on this because we had to redo everything, drain lines, um, replace the plumbing. It was completely shot. We don't know if that's the situation with this. Another caveat with it is we had did our the fence. The fence was like $4,000. So based off of again a product that I've just done, but you may ask me, Jalen, well, how do I know? I don't have data like this. I don't know how to pull and look at past rehabs I've done and see future things. So I'm gonna give y'all just a rule of thumb. I'm gonna give y'all a rule of thumb. Foundation, depending on the situation, is about 3 to 7K. AC is about, I would say the same thing, about $3 to $7,000. Jalen, why are you giving us a range? I need a number. I can't give you a number. I don't know what's wrong with your specific house. Every house is different. Roof could be about 4 to 9K, depending on square footage, depending on the damage, depending on a lot of things. Plumbing is one of those wild cards. I like to say plumbing can be 2 to 12K. Like you really don't know because ours could be 2,000. This one costed 10. You never know. And then cosmetics, On a good cosmetic rehab, you're gonna be spending anywhere between 30 to 50K, depending on what you're doing. If you like right now, we're doing a rehab where we're adding a second bathroom. We re-sheet rocking it. We're re-putting insulation in. So it just depends what it's like. Dang near a whole new build that we're doing. So it really just depends on what you're doing. If it's going to determine the rehab, but that's just sort of like a rule of thumb that you can use. So that way you have something because again you don't have data. Okay, we did ARV. We looked at our products. We did ARV. We have our rehab. We're gonna shoot for on this. Our rehab budget. We need two. We need a worst case and a best case. That's how we run everything. You can't just look at the good with flips. You have to look at the bad. When things are going good, you have to look at the bad. When things are going bad, you have to look at the good. So we expect it to go well, but we want to make sure that we're covering all our bases. So even in our worst case scenario, we like the deal. So our best case rehab is going to be $55,000. I think we don't get this done for less than $55,000. Could be wrong unless we sub it out ourselves. But if we're using a GC like my guy, we're going to be spending like 55. Our worst case scenario, I would say, is around 65. Our worst case. I don't think we spend more than 65 on this house. So the deal they sent us, we of course we need a purchase price too. If you're gonna buy a deal, you need a purchase price. So we actually locked this deal up ourselves, but let's say you got a purchase price. The purchase price for this one is 265.5. That's the purchase price for this one. So this is our calculator that we use. If you want a copy of the calculator, comment the word calculator in the comments to get access to this calculator. This calculator has everything. It shows you everything you need to see. So let's run our best case scenario first. Our best case scenario in terms of rehab, our best case scenario in terms of ARV, and let's see if it checks out. So, okay, 265. Well, no, it's 266.5. 266.5 purchase price. Our best case in repairs is 55,000. Our after repair value. Of course, I'm just putting in these inputs. Once you put in the inputs, watch how the calculator just does its magic and it changes the numbers for you. So our best case ARV is 415. And then realtor fees, let's go for. Should I looking for? Okay. So let's say our after repair value again, our best case is 415. Let's say it take 55,000 to rehab, and we're getting a deal at 266.5. It takes 5 months. Rehabs should take about 30 days, so we're factoring in if we stay on the market 30, 60, 90. We're factoring in if we stay on the market 4 months, which is 120 days, which is like we're looking at comparables in the area that's selling way quicker than that. It's a good area. So our projected profit is $44,000. Okay. Well, Jalen, is that a good deal? Like best case, is that a deal I'm looking at? Absolutely. If we can make over $40,000 on a deal, then I'm doing a deal. If it's a safe deal, meaning like, okay, we have a 70s build in a good area, and we don't have to do a full remodel in terms of tearing down sheetrock, putting on insulation, adding bathrooms. We don't have to do all that. All we have to do is go in there real quick. Contractors gonna knock it out. So will I buy this deal? Yes, but we have to look at worst case because we don't want to be just looking at best case. That's how you lose money, just looking at best case all the time. So let's our worst case is 266.5 purchase price, 65K in rehab, and then let's say it only sell for 405. That's $24,000. Let's say it only sell for 400. So we're doing worst case. That's $19,000. I'm still doing this deal. Why? Because my worst case, if S word hits the fan, that's $20,000. if everything goes to plan, if everything goes to plan though, $44,000, and we're factoring in a 5 month hold time. The house is vacant, ready to go. If we can get in there in 30 days and get it remodeled, and we can go into contract in another 30 days, then now we're looking at about 3 to 4 months. Let's say it can take us 3 months to be closed. Now we're looking at $53,000. But we're putting in 5 months, so that's a long time. I don't think it's gonna take 5 months, but again, we want to